Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Sophie Cunningham dropped 13 points, going a perfect 3 for 3 from deep. But somehow the story became the crowd booing her? Shout out to Mick, who was actually in Toronto for the game and witnessed it firsthand. Sophie was booed during the game and even got booed at the free throw line. Seriously, what the hell are we watching? Fans are booing Sophie Cunningham at a women's basketball game simply because she supports women in sports. That's some absolutely ridiculous bullshit. And yes, it happened in Canada. So at this point, what the hell are we supposed to expect? Booing a player for supporting women's sports is beyond pathetic and completely fucking absurd.
Pull up from anywhere.
Here's Cunningham. Hearing the boos as she touches it, gets fouled by Nurse. And pass. Scan the QR code and subscribe today for just $14.99 a month. Cunningham misses the second.
Here's Sophie Cunningham hearing those boos as she touches the ball, and then the noise gets even louder when she steps to the free throw line. But the funniest part? Sophie Cunningham doesn't give a damn about those boos. She hears them, smiles, and then basically says, "Fuck your noise, watch this." And what does she do? She starts lighting the damn place up. Caitlin Clark is fighting for her in the corner. Sophie Cunningham rises for three. Bang. Then she creates her own shot after Maisha sets a beautiful screen, steps 3 feet behind the line. Bang. Another damn three. Then Sophie Cunningham is running the floor with Ty Harris trailing the play. Catch, wide open three. Bang. Again. You want to boo Sophie Cunningham? Go ahead, because she's not one of those players who folds when the pressure gets intense. Hell no, she thrives on it. She hears your bullshit, takes it personally, and answers with buckets. And after drilling another three on your home court, Sophie Cunningham sticks her chest out like she owns the building. Hush. I said what I said. Sophie Cunningham is not folding under pressure. She's going to keep talking with her game. Shout out to Sophie Cunningham.
Sophie, you got booed a little bit tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
I was kidding.
Especially
I know.
for in the top. Do you think it was because of the ketchup chips?
You know what? Yeah, I like where your mind's at on that. Maybe I should try. I heard I was supposed to try a different brand. So, but you know what? I will tell you, I want to shout out the Tempo crowd in the city. I think we've had so much fun. It's my first time being in Canada. It's a lot of our first times being in Canada. But the crowd was absolutely amazing. And, you know, I think that's what sports is all about. You're going to get boos, you're going to get cheers. But just the fact that they're so passionate, they're loud, and they're putting on for the city, I think it's amazing. So shout out to you guys for coming out and supporting.
By the way,
Now, move right into it, because the Caitlin Clark takeover continues. And this time, the numbers are absolutely freaking ridiculous. The IndianaFever take on the Atlanta Dream, Caitlin Clark puts on a show, and suddenly everybody has to talk about what she continues to do for ESPN, for the Wnba, and for women's basketball. These are record-breaking, record-shattering numbers, and whether people want to admit it or not, Caitlin Clark is driving an enormous amount of attention. And this is where Stephanie White needs to take a hard look at what has been happening. Because for weeks, we have been saying the same damned thing. Stop trying to make everything about Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey can absolutely ball, and nobody is taking that away from her. But when you constantly try to build the entire offensive identity around one player while Caitlin Clark is standing right there, eventually you're going to feel the consequences. And now we're seeing exactly why. Caitlin Clark was razzling, dazzling, putting on a show against the Atlanta Dream while leading the IndianaFever alongside Kelsey Mitchell, who continued her incredible 20-point streak. The Fever got the victory, and Caitlin Clark once again became the center of attention. Meanwhile, Angel Reese had what many fans viewed as a complete debacle in front of a massive national television audience. Angel Reese, I knew you had a rough moment, but damn, I didn't realize the audience was going to be that enormous. We're talking about millions of people watching, and ESPN PR gave us the numbers. This past Sunday, ESPN delivered its most-watched WNBA game ever. Let that sink in. Ever. The Atlanta Dream Indiana Fever game averaged 2.6 million viewers and reached a peak of 4 million viewers. That's up a staggering 178% compared with last year's ESPN regular season average. The WNBA on ESPN networks was also up 16% year over year. Caitlin Clark absolutely slaughtered those expectations. And now we have to talk about Stephanie White, because this is where the conversation gets interesting. Understand something. Kelsey Mitchell can play. Kelsey Mitchell is a damn good basketball player, but these ratings don't happen because everybody suddenly decided they wanted to watch Kelsey Mitchell. They happen because Caitlin Clark moves people. The ESPN numbers make that painfully obvious. ESPN delivered its most-watched WNBA game ever on cable when the Atlanta Dream faced the Indiana Fever. The matchup averaged 2.6 million viewers and became the most-watched WNBA regular season or postseason game ever on cable. The audience was up 178% from last year's numbers. And leading into that game, WNBA Countdown averaged 452,000 viewers, up 33% compared with last year. You can thank Caitlin Clark and Monica McNutt before anybody starts acting like this happened because of the media coverage or because everybody suddenly wants to hear your analysis. Let's be real. Caitlin Clark is the damn attraction. People tune in because they want to see what Caitlin Clark is going to do next. Then look at the second game of ESPN's Sunday doubleheader. The Portland Fire faced the Phoenix Mercury as the Mercury celebrated Diana Taurasi. That game averaged 1.4 million viewers, still a huge number, but look at the drop-off from 2.6 million to 1.4 million. That's the difference. And that's why Caitlin Clark isn't simply a needle mover. She's the entire damn needle. She's not the icing on the cake. She's the whole freaking cake. Now, let's move to Sophie Cunningham, because the booing in Toronto was another ridiculous storyline. Sophie Cunningham got booed in a hostile environment, and instead of folding, she hit some huge shots. That's exactly the kind of response you want from a player. Kelsey Mitchell even said, "I'm the hostile one tonight." I like that. I really do. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark was dealing with turnovers, and that's where Stephanie White made another decision that has people talking. There was a stretch where Caitlin had multiple turnovers in a row in the third quarter, and you could almost see it coming. Sure enough, Stephanie pulled her. And look, I understand the turnovers. When you're handling the ball as much as Caitlin Clark does, turnovers are going to happen. When you're producing assists at an elite level, you're going to have possessions where things go wrong. But the timing was frustrating as hell. Caitlin Clark was absolutely cooking from the field in that third quarter, and then she gets yanked. That's the part that pissed people off. If she's struggling badly, fine. If the team needs a reset, okay. But when Caitlin Clark is shooting the damn ball like that, you'd better have a pretty convincing reason for taking her out. Still, the Indiana Fever got the job done. 5 straight wins. And now Sandy Brondello has one hell of a feisty team waiting for them in the next stretch. The Fever face the Dallas Wings on Thursday. Then they follow up with the New York Liberty on Saturday. After that, Indiana has the Chicago Sky on Sunday, with Dane Dirtbag Carrington also part of that matchup storyline. So the momentum is building. Caitlin Clark is driving massive attention. Kelsey Mitchell is continuing her scoring streak. Sophie Cunningham is showing she won't fold in hostile environments. And the Indiana Fever are stacking wins. Whether people love Caitlin Clark or absolutely can't stand her, one thing is becoming harder and harder to deny. When Caitlin Clark is on the floor, people freaking watch. That's the conversation. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Do you think Stephanie White needs to stop forcing everything through Kelsey Mitchell and let Caitlin Clark completely take control? And what did you think about pulling Caitlin after those turnovers? Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.